About 40 years ago, I used to be a runner. Nothing impressive, 10 or 15 miles a week, just depending upon how much was going on at school. And I used to run through this neighborhood where this long ranch house sat, and they were on 2 or 3 lots of land. So they had a huge front yard and a huge backyard that was fenced off with a hurricane fence, chain link fence. And they had this dog that was sort of a German Shepherd mix, about 50 or 60 pounds, that used to sit all the way over on the far side in the backyard and watch me as I ran by, and would bark at me and run all along the first half of the fence, haul ass around the house to get to the other half of the fence and bark at me for the rest of the time in front of his house. And I used to say, you know, good boy, good watchdog. I love dogs. I love all animals, but particularly dogs. And this happened day after day. When I came by, the dog was always out there. So one day I come running by, and the dog isn't there. And I thought, well, maybe he scored some inside time. I mean, it was Texas. It's hot outside and so forth. So I'm running along. All of a sudden, I hear his familiar bark, but there's sort of a different timbre to it. There's a growl in it. And I sort of looked over my shoulder, and here he was out of the fence, and here he came across this huge front yard, and he was barking and growling, and he didn't seem really glad to see me. So everything goes through your mind when that happens. You know, what do you do when you're confronted in an animal attack? Hell, I didn't know, but I always remember them saying, make yourself big. So I went like that, the first position of a karate move. Heck, man, I don't know anything about karate. I don't know anything about martial arts. I don't do any of that crap. And they also say, make a noise. So I conjured up the most commanding voice I could imagine and said, no. And apparently he was the product of gentle pet parenting, or he didn't understand the word no, because he just kept coming. And then when he got about 5 or 6 feet away, he did something that gave me the material for the talk tonight. He leapt forward with his mouth open, aiming for right about there. I still didn't know what to do, but you do what you have to do in a situation like that. And I hauled off and punched him right in the nose. Makes me feel terrible to say that, but you know, I never thought I'd tell someone that I punched a dog in the nose, but I did. He yelped, and down he went, hit the pavement, sat there for a minute, got up, tucked his tail, kind of looked over his shoulder at me and slunk away. I had this look on his face like, what'd you have to do that for, man? Went back to the house. I just kept running. And I guess I'm sort of a slow learner because I kept going by the same track. But the next time I came back, the dog wasn't there. And the next time I came back, the dog wasn't there. And the next time I came back, the dog wasn't there. Finally, I came back, and the dog was sitting at his regular spot. But as I ran by, he didn't move. He just stayed right there, and his head followed me all the way across, and I didn't see him on the other side of the house. So apparently, he was a quicker learner than I was. I don't run anymore. I have an inside rowing machine that I use, which is great because it doesn't make any difference if it's too hot or it's too cold out there. You can do that. For outside activity, I walk, because all the experts tell you you get 85 to 90% of the effectiveness, aerobic capacity, building, and so forth, as if you would run the same distance, and it's easier on the joints. And it also doesn't make yourself a very attractive target for dogs that happen to be walking around. Thank you very much.